Welcome, everyone, to Self-Improvement Sunday. This is a new series for me. I am probably the most excited about this. Something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I just couldn't figure out how to formulate it. So I will be changing this up as time goes. Mostly, I will probably be facing the camera for the next videos. I've kind of forgotten it was Father's Day today, so, it's been a little rushed for me today. But basically, we are going to go through every single sign, Aries through Pisces, and we're going to see what the self-improvement message is for you. I am also going to try to be very cognizant of male and female energies here. Okay. And I will say too, in the future, most likely these will start off with some sort of assignment for the week. Like we'll pick like some sort of subject matter and really focus on that for the week, and then we will recap it. Then the next Sunday, and then start with a new topic. Okay, but for this week, it's a little rushed. I just moved, many of you know, and also with Father's Day and so forth, I did not get that set up for this time, but we will be doing that next week. Okay, so let's get started. Let's just hop right into it. I'm really glad you're here and sharing this with me, and I really appreciate you tuning in. Okay, so let's start with Aries, please. What do we have? The highest and clearest guidance for Aries as far as self-improvement, please. Okay, Aries. Okay. Get to those in a minute. Okay, so you have two sixes here. You have a 5 and a 1 and a 6. So sixes are all about balance and harmony, but you're starting from the 5. So I feel what's going to bring the milk and honey, what's going to bring the contract, whether that be like marriage or whatever you're looking for, that fulfills your soul. The sixes bring harmony. I feel like where you're at now is in the 5. You have the 2 and the 3, which fives are obstacles. So I feel the obstacle to this, like you're missing engravement. That new word. Okay, you're missing. Well, maybe that's something. You're missing ingredient is gratitude. Okay, so and this is always a tricky one because, I feel like it's something that is not explored deeply enough. It's something that I struggled with for quite a while because it's like, I always thought I was pretty thankful, pretty grateful. But it's more than just being like, I say this a lot, like, I'm thankful for my health. Oh, I'm thankful for my children. Oh, I'm thankful for, it's more than just like saying things. Gratitude is truly an energy. It stems from the heart chakra, and it stems from unconditional love. Okay, so that's where everything has its roots really in unconditional love, pretty much any energy at its highest. But gratitude is not to be slighted. It's absolutely one of those things as well. So I do feel like a missing ingredient is here, perhaps, and it's weird I said engravement. I don't even know if that's even a word. Okay, so there could be something tied into grieving and gratitude. So perhaps some of you have lost someone and like the grieving was done, but like the real gratitude hasn't really made itself apparent yet. So in other words, if this was like a parent or a grandparent or something like that, maybe the grieving was done, but maybe they weren't the best influence or the highest person in your life. Not everybody has great parents or great role models or things like that. So sure, some grieving could have done, but maybe there is something like some sort of form of gratitude that can be found from this situation. And it doesn't have to do, it doesn't have to necessarily be our parents or grandparents. I just happen to notice there is obviously like more of an aged hand here. And then we have like this sort of middle-aged person that's just feeling like kind of on the outside. of things. So there's something here. So this could even be like even deeper. Like maybe there were two sisters or something, and the one was like really there, or something for like a parent or a grandparent, and maybe you weren't. But it's like giving gratitude that somebody was. Okay, even if there's like maybe they did it for other reasons. There's all kinds of complicated stories that people have. Okay, and there's no way I can get like everything out of, one card, but I'm just giving you examples to kind of like trigger, what this may be for you. Okay, because I do kind of feel like maybe someone took a lead role in something, and because you weren't prepared to do that, or you couldn't do that, or you had other circumstances where that wasn't going to happen, so possibly expressing gratitude that someone was able to do that. Okay, that could be something that's a missing ingredient, or something that hasn't been dealt with yet, something along those lines. I just feel like there's something here deeper with gratitude. And what I was starting to say with like the list, like I said, sometimes we just go through and maybe we say a little prayer or say, oh, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. But that's not really feeling gratitude. Again, that energy comes from more like, starts from the heart chakra. So I would definitely do some work with like really like sitting with like, find something that you are extremely grateful for. Maybe you have a good place to live right now. Maybe you have, good Whole Foods, groceries in your refrigerator that you can afford. Whatever it is, your children, whatever it is that you are grateful for, really sit with like one of those things. Okay. Let's just say it's your home. You have a good, safe home. All right, let's just use that as an example. So instead of just like writing a gratitude list, oh, I am grateful for my safe home, or saying that aloud in a prayer, oh, I am grateful for my safe home. Really sit with it and feel like what a relief it is in reality to really feel that, like, wow, I'm so like lucky, or so grateful that I do have this beautiful safe place to be. All right, so like really feel the experience. I feel like that's what's keeping you from many things in your life. All right, and it's as simple as that. I really do. I really feel like that is your obstacle, and it's like it's keeping you, because the milk and honey card is a beautiful card. This is a card of like milk and honey. It's all sweet. It's all nourishing. It's all aplenty, there's rainbows, and then also too, some of you may be looking for love. You may be looking to get married. You may be looking for, or, maybe this is a business, maybe you're looking for that perfect business contract, whatever it is that you are craving that will bring you this harmony. I feel this is what is a little bit of your obstacle that is kind of keeping you from these things. Okay, now that is for females. I'm going to look at males real quick here. All right, so males, you have the unexpected, no more complaining, and caring connections. So the unexpected, we have two females here. So there could be like two females, like, in your life. There could be even like somebody that makes a friend, like maybe your girlfriend, or depending on what gender, your boyfriend, whatever, that you're into, males. It's like I do feel like maybe somebody's like made a really close friend or something, and it's like kind of taking away from like your time, and that it was unexpected. So I feel like the self-improvement thing here is to obviously we have this card right in the center. I feel like this is going to be the message. No more complaining, and we'll read that in a moment. But I feel like that is, it's sort of like, understand, this person needs this too. Okay. They need this closeness too. And it's like, you can still, have the time with them, or have this like caring connection, or just kind of let this situation go in a way, without, certain things. Now, others of you may be dealing with like a female energy who does complain a lot, and it's like sort of unexpected, like, wow, I had no idea they do that. So I don't know. I feel like showing, like getting closer to your person, like showing more empathy, showing more, I'm not saying entertain that, because people need to be taught, because I think women do that a lot. I think that they tend to like come home from work and then just like, talk about work and like all these things that like a dude typically just really doesn't care about. Okay. So, but it's like, I get the sense this, I'm not saying, oh, just put up with that. I feel this is just saying like what people are always really looking for is this. Okay, we all think we're looking for hot sex, or we're looking for this, or we're looking for this secure partner, or we're looking for a rich partner, whatever. We all think we're looking for all these things, but it all boils down. We all just want this, really. I don't care if you are the freakiest like S&M person or whatever. It don't matter. It's like you're really looking for this. You are looking for a caring connection. Okay? So I feel like when we exhibit those qualities to one another, and we take the time to like sincerely, again, things come from the heart chakra. When we sincerely feel things towards people are going to react to that, and they are going to feel it too, and things can change, so I just feel like there's somebody here that's like, let's look at this card real quick. It says, complaints are affirmations of victimhood, which is never true spiritually. Take back your God-given power by affirming that you have an abundance of choices and freedom. With your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations blossom into reality. So no more complaining. Complaining is saying like you don't have faith in God or higher source or whatever. And it is. It's an affirmation of victimhood. And so I feel like something unexpected happened here. So something caught you off guard, with possibly a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whatever, and it's like, I feel like there's this like sort of like victimhood stance that could be going on when that is not the case. There is a caring connection here. It may not be the connection you're looking for, but there is a caring connection here. Okay. So, all right. So no more complaining, I feel, is just more like the advice card that is really coming out. So, and complaints can be in all different forms. Like I notice, like I'll pull this card a lot, quite frankly, I'm a pretty damn positive person, but I notice, like what I can get carried away with complaining about little shit, like problems at the grocery store, where the clerk was slow, or, or like, somebody's in front of me with like 20 million WIC coupons, or so, what I'm saying? It's like and then I can come home and like be, blah, 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 and it's like, I gotta watch that myself, because it's just affirming more victimhood kind of stuff, and, it's not valuable in any way, and it brings other people into that energy, because if you ever notice that, you start complaining about something, and then what is somebody, the person you're complaining to, that you're like venting, you're just trying to vent, but then they start, they're like, oh, well, that's nothing, what happened to me last week is blah, 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 and it's like, it starts this like compilation, or what I mean, just tumbling kind of stuff going on, where there's just more and more complaining. So I feel like that is the message. All right, so let's move on to Taurus. What do we have for Taurus? Taurus, please. Taurus. Okay, I'm for some reason getting the message to combine these. I don't know why, because I know I do have male Taurus viewers, but I'm getting the information to combine. Okay, so we're going to combine these. So this will be male and female. Self-improvement for Taurus, please. Self-improvement, things to work towards. So envy has come out like pretty quick. All right, that's one. Woo, there they are. Okay, took a minute. Ooh, too many. All right. So let me just get a gist of it instead of going through every single card. All right. Okay, so Tauruses, I feel like most of you actually are on the right track. You don't really have too much to really work on. I feel like the only thing really kind of standing in your way is like taking that leap of faith. I do feel there's, I get the sense, I don't think this is envy as far as like jealousy. I'm not getting jealousy with you guys. I think it's more like you're envious of like people who are very free. They can just kind of do what they want. They can go where they want. They can, they seem to have this like natural ability to be in tune and things like that. I feel like you're very envious of that in a good way. Not in a like, oh, I'm so jealous of that kind of way. I feel like this is something that you aspire to, like you admire it. It's not something that makes you jealous. It's something that makes you inspired. Like, shit, I want to be that too. So I feel like you have really like big happy changes waiting for you if you are inspired by that. I feel like travel, adventure, things like that could be really coming to the forefront. And I feel like with this leap card, this is basically like your self-improvement. It says you go first, the universe will catch you. So it's just kind of knowing that the universe has your back. Like, you got to make that first leap, and just have faith that it's like you're not going to crash and burn, have faith that the universe will provide for you as things unfold. Some of you may want to be doing like really cool travel, digital nomad stuff, something like that, but maybe something's holding you back. You feel like, oh, I don't know, I'll wait for a sign, or, oh, everybody else seems to be able to do that so easily, being a little envious of that. Well, this is saying, no, you can have that too. You just need to like do it. You need to make that action step, and the universe will catch you, and you will have big, happy changes. Okay. I feel like also too, I feel like that kind of goes there. All right. I feel some of you too need to surrender into positivity, faith, and optimism. And I was just saying in the weekly Taurus reading, which will be out tomorrow, that, some of the Tauruses I know can be like some of the most pessimistic people. They're cool. I love Tauruses. I think they're some of the deepest people that I've ever met, and just like, interesting. I think Tauruses are very fascinating because I think they read a lot, or they just soak up information a lot, so that makes their personality very intriguing to us Scorpios, because they're kind of hidden, they're kind of dark. But that's the thing. It's like, I do feel like sometimes Taurus, you do lack in positivity and optimism, okay, and faith, perhaps. I don't know about that one, but I know positivity, and optimism. So I feel like some of you need to just surrender into a different type of being. Many of you, again, get used to like being realists, or, not getting your hopes up because you want to be pragmatic, you want to be realist. And I feel like this is a time right now. That doesn't mean you have to be that way always, but this is, self-improvement, like where we can improve. We can improve with more positivity, faith, and optimism, and like kind of surrendering into that. Because some of you may be like fighting that because it's like, oh, no, that's not me. No, I'm a realist, or no, fuck that, self-help shit, stuff like that. I feel like this is saying, no, you kind of need to surrender a little bit more into this, okay? Now, I will read this card real quick. It does say, you open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. And I mean, that really goes together with this leap card. You also have devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart, that inner temple. So heart chakra energy is going to help you separate who you really are. So when you go deeper inside and you really like start really understanding truly what unconditional love means, because in order to really understand unconditional love and the heart chakra workings and things like that, we have to understand what it means to us individually. So in other words, we have to feel unconditional love for ourselves. It's very easy to, well, not easy, but it's pretty easy to feel unconditional love for others, for our kids, or for our pets, or, a wounded bird, whatever, it's like pretty easy for us to do that, but it's much more difficult to do it for ourselves. So I feel like right now, this is about honoring yourself, tuning into the portal of your heart, and devoting time to that, okay? And I feel in turn, you're going to be rewarded, because you're going to take this mask off here that's been an obstacle for you for a long time. You've been chained to this like strength pillar of something that you thought was like what it was all about, and you're starting to like see the reality that, oh, that is not where it's at. And you're starting to, really see a lot of different things about yourself. You need to trust that this is really unfolding. Some of you need to trust your intuition better, because I feel like your discernment is kind of clouded right now. And it's like, and it could be because you've been waiting, like you've been in this incubation period for so long, and so some of you, it's like you may be tempted to say, well, F it, I'm tired of waiting for something to happen. And then you may, like, your discernment might get a little askew and you may settle for some other kind of situation that's really not good for you. Instead of being patient and waiting through the incubation process and trusting that that the egg moon, that will be the time when you will, unfold and really come into your own. Some of you may get tired of like trusting the universe, and you may just like kind of cloud, kind of put a blindfold over your eyes and sort of let your judgment be clouded. That's not a good idea right now. Okay. So yeah, I feel like that is the advice for you guys. All right. So let's see. Gemini, please. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What do we have? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Okay, I'm gonna just combine them all. I was gonna do male and female separately, but I feel like these are it's going to be way too long if I do that. So in the future, I may just like pull like a couple cards. Like I said, next week I'm gonna have this down a little bit better. This is the very first episode, so just bear with me. Yeah, I think that's what I will do, is just kind of keep these combined. All right, so Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is the message, please? Self-improvement message that they can start working on now that will really benefit them for their highest good. Woo! That flew out. And it is the 5th chakra. I can see it from here. Okay. Ooh, you have a yes. All right. So the 5th chakra flew out like way over here. The 5th chakra is about expressing ourselves. So some people can have like an overactive 5th chakra and kind of talk too much. It's that friend that you give a call to, and you realize an hour and a half goes by and basically all they did was talk. That's an overactive 5th chakra. On the same note, you can have an underactive 5th chakra where it's like you want to like express yourself, but you lack confidence. So you may like talk, but it's like it's not coming from a place of power and truth and that sort of thing. So work on your voice, on expressing yourself. Don't be afraid or intimidated or any of those types of things if you have an underactive, okay? And if you have an overactive, if you tend to blah 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 blah, just talk and like really nothing's coming out, it's just talking for talking's sake. Maybe rein that in a little bit. Less is more, and extremely powerful at times. Okay. Others of you, I feel like you're feeling like you have this like mission, but your dark thoughts are keeping you from it. I feel like you need to go on a spiritual kind of voyage here, because I feel like you're feeling called, like you have this mission, like, oh my God, I have this duty, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. But it's like, in a way though, it's like, before you can do that, before you can channel, before you can uplift humanity, before you can do those things, it's like this has to be conquered. Because I mean, if we have negative thoughts, or we have dark thoughts, or we have like, like blame thoughts or guilt thoughts or things like, then we shouldn't really be like trying to uplift others or channel or things like that. You know what I mean? It's like we need to kind of get that stuff squared away first, to where we do feel from a place of confidence, where when we are speaking from truth. Okay, so this is like feeling like you have a mission, feeling like, oh my gosh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I need to teach this, I need to teach that. I'm feeling like this could be somebody like going through an awakening or something like that. Well, okay, that happens on the spiritual path. We think we're on these like special paths and things like that, and that's part of the process. But the wisdom will come when you realize that it's like the real power, the real path many times comes from just being who you are and living your life by example and showing by example. Okay, it's not necessarily like this big rush to like change the world or something like that. And I feel like there's a lot of things that are still a labyrinth in your thoughts and what have you. This could be male energy here. I gotta say, possibly not necessarily, but it's like I feel like with the consciousness as a 3, this is like, yes, you are waking up, you are having like spiritual experiences, you are possibly even receiving downloads downloads, because it's like channeling is this card, channeling and uplifting humanity. So, but it's like, you need to clear out some things first. This is like a cleansing card. This is, the ocean, the cosmic ocean is really like a huge secret in kind of like metaphysical thinking. Okay. And it's like I kind of feel like that there's other secrets to be gleaned here first, and more spiritual knowledge to be gained. You are absolutely on the right path. I'm not trying to discourage anyone. I feel like this is a very good sign you are on the right path, but there's some heavy things that need to be dealt with before you can channel and uplift humanity. Okay. So I would say, and I feel like you can beat them, because I mean, it is saying that you do have this mission, but it comes first. You can't accomplish this mission if you've got these like dark thoughts or this labyrinth in your head of like never ending, mazes or, what have you. So, this is saying there's some kind of purifying that needs to be done in a way. I don't think this is necessarily like a real voyage or a real trip. I think this is more just about finding your direction and really listening to like higher, there's this like sort of, higher person, in the clouds there, allowing yourself to be guided, more. And then like you're gonna like, so I'm saying this delicately because it's like I don't want to like put anybody, or like stop them from doing this either, because this is your mission. But I don't feel like it's saying like it's your mission now, like it's your duty to like do this. I feel like it's your duty to get to wrangle this and take that spiritual cleanse and voyage so that you can do this. Okay, that's what I'm getting for some of you. Let's see, others of you, I feel like you are resisting change in a romantic situation that is just like it's deceitful. It's not working for you. Somebody's being dishonest. You're feeling like walking away. You're in that mode where you're assessing, should I release this? But you're resisting. You're also resisting changes. So it's like some of you know you need to release yourself from this relationship. I feel it for many of you, this is a romantic thing, but it's like there's just this resistance, like, oh, well, maybe it will grow, and it's like, but this is not going to grow anything. This is what attracts good things. An open palm, a welcoming energy. This is where you receive the energy from source. It comes through, you bring it out. So it's like, but you can't receive that when you're like this. Okay. So it's like things are going to grow around that despite, you can have your fist closed all you want, but things are still going to grow and continue no matter how much you resist. Okay. So it's like we can't stop things from changing or moving or what have you. So I feel like something is causing you a lot of resistance, and it's time to kind of release that situation instead of like the forever assessing of it. I feel like ultimately you do know, like this is a deceitful situation and you need to walk away, so I feel like that is advice for many of you. Others of you too, you have this yes card. So there is a yes here. Some of you just need to start saying yes, okay? Because that's what it says, just say yes. Some of you have something that you just need to say yes to. Maybe it's yes to life, or it's yes to new things, or yes to that invitation that came in, last week, or, something like that, all right? Let's see, Gemini. Cancers. All right, Cancers, self-improvement. Sort of, wasn't that a movie where it was like Jim Carrey or something, and he just starts saying yes to everything? Something like that. Like I'm kind of getting that energy, where you need to start saying yes, to things. Okay, let's see. Cancers. All right, Cancers, what do we have? Self-improvement, highest messages for Cancers, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, please. Cancers, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right. Hold on. I can't. Trying to wrangle these. Okay. Cancers. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is the self-improvement advice for Cancers, please? Highest and clearest. So stuck, a lot of stuck inner. Like I had to pull this out of the deck too. A lot of stuck things. I feel like you guys are stuck with some. Yeah, heart chakra. That makes sense. Okay. So here's what I'm. Yeah, perfect. All right, I'm seeing because I usually, you've seen me shuffle those, and they usually just kind of come out. So transformation came out in reverse. I typically don't read reversals with these because the way I shuffle, they typically come out in weird areas. But I am going to take it in reverse right now because of these cards. They were just stuck. Like nothing wanted to come out. And going by what you have at the bottom of the deck, this is going to make sense. So I feel like some of you are... your key to transformation is going to be the heart chakra, and I'm not surprised to see that. I feel like that is the theme for this week because it just kind of keeps coming up. But this is, it hasn't come up in the other readings, but I've mentioned it a lot tonight, and it's showing up in, it's the only fourth chakra card in this entire huge deck, so it came out in your reading. So I feel like some of you are supposed to be transforming right now, but you're not. And it's not on you. It's like it's just possibly because you're not sure, or you're just stuck, or what have you. So I feel like the time for transformation is now. Okay. Some of you, there could have been something that you were looking forward to, or something like that, but there's just a conflict with it. It could have had something to do with travel, somewhere where you wanted to go, something along those lines. And I feel like you're sort of like, okay, now what? So now you're creating new things for yourself. I think that's good. There's something about like a distance thing, or like travel, or something like that may not be working out right now. And that doesn't mean it won't work out later, but it doesn't feel like it's working out now. All right. And especially too, the conflict card, like I almost see like this person is, they're out on these rocky, waves and things. And they're trying to manage everything on their own. So they're trying to go out on this like trip, or whatever, a little sailboat ride, but it's like turned into this like, oh my God, there's like, these waves, and they're having to struggle with the sails, and they're by themselves. So I feel like some of you are trying to take on too much and trying to wrangle it yourself, and that could be causing a conflict. Okay. In a way. So just be careful with that. I feel like this is your key to any type of success, because I feel like you guys are stuck right now because, again, the cards did not want to come out. So some of you don't want to transform right now. You're like, oh, my God, I'm done with the self-help. I'm done with the self-improvement. I don't want to do that shit anymore. So that could be it, too. But see, what happens is the more you fight things, then the more struggle you're going to get. Yeah, I'm getting that, too. Like the more you fight against something, then what does that cause? That causes like resistance, right? It's going to cause more struggle. So some of you are not wanting to change in many ways. And, also too, and I very, very rarely, if ever, mention health things because it's just something I don't do as a rule. But I will say this because I feel it's a good thing. I feel like if any of you are sort of like putting off things that you shouldn't be putting off, or like you need to start paying attention to your health or something like that, here's your key, the heart chakra. So I feel like that is like your key to healing, health, transforming things. I feel it's your key in all ways, spiritually, mentally, physically. Is this right here. So I always recommend, you've probably heard me before, if you're going to work on the fourth chakra, I highly recommend, and I am not a Buddhist or affiliated with, I don't follow any particular religion. I have a lot of respect for many religions. Okay. But I would highly recommend for heart chakra work, the Lotus Sutras. You may even be able to get it for free on a PDF or something on Google or something like that. So old kind of like Buddhist texts and things like that. I personally, for me, I vibe in the heart chakra with Krishna, but, which is a different, sect. But I did find the Lotus Sutras, the Buddhist, texts or whatever, very, very helpful in learning about the heart chakra as far as unconditional love and things like that. So I highly recommend that for you guys, or whatever jumps out at you, maybe some videos on YouTube, something like that. But this is your key, I feel, is the fourth chakra. And it's really easy to like say the words unconditional love and think we know what that means, but there is so much more than just saying, "Oh no, I'm good." Oh, I unconditionally love people. Oh, I'm good at that. We all think we're so good at shit, but then when we really, I got to be honest, but like when we really start digging and we're brutally honest with ourselves, we're not what we think we are sometimes. Okay, so really, I feel like this is hugely important to learn about. Okay, it's going to help you in your creations, and it's also going to bring together this like divine orchestration and the helpers in the subtle realms, because this is what happens whenever we start like doing the kind of like right action work. Then the helpers from the subtle realms, they start going, oh, look at that. Cancer's doing some spiritual work. Let's kind of hone in. Let's see what's going on. That you're going to start drawing in, more and more help from the subtle realms. When we really start doing real work, you will be surprised, especially like in meditation. You may even like see certain visions and things like that, right? It's like they start coming out of the woodwork when they see you're actually doing good stuff. Okay, and you have this creation card. Which is, typically to me about manifestation. So, making a real blueprint of what you really want to see and mapping that sucker on the universe. So take your time, really come up with a real blueprint. Cancers, you guys want a lot of stuff, I'm Cancer rising, I ain't, out of that equation, and I'm not embarrassed to say, I want a lot of things, there's a lot of cool, I want that new VW, that thing is cute as hell. Evo or whatever the hell it is, whatever, but it's like I want a lot of things. But there's certain things that like are more important to other things. I want a lot of cosmic things too, right? And I like a lot of material things. But it's okay. Make a blueprint, but be real. Like, what do you really, really want? And start mapping that shit on the universe. Go out at night and like map it onto the stars as if it's a projector. And whilst working on this fourth chakra, and look, that the divine orchestration, it's going to start coming together, and the helpers in the subtle realms are going to take notice, and they're going to help you. They're going to help you with this creation. Okay, let's see. So that was for Cancers. What do we got for Leo? Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What is the message for Leos, please? Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do we got? What is the self-improvement message for Leos? Oh, well, all right. We got a couple turn around here. Is that just two? Yep. Ooh, Leo, super stuck energy. This is if you're a male, or this is a male that you are dealing with. All right, so that is like definitely an area of improvement that needs to be addressed. Some of you are either dealing with this like ridiculously like stuck male energy. I mean, I can't believe like both out of this like huge deck, you got two cards with a dude that both are about stuck energy. I mean, that's like, wow. If you are a male Leo, this may be you, male Leo, and you're on this like back and forth seesaw, and it's like 1 minute you want this, next minute you want that, but it's all leading to being stuck. And the one thing about this, this card is, like, this person isn't even trying to get unstuck. This is a person who is waiting for a miracle. I need a miracle, man. Just one miracle. All right. It's like they are waiting for like this rainbow magic to magically, lift their truck out of the mud, metaphorically. Okay. Like, look, and he's not even trying. He doesn't have a shovel. It's like he's just sitting there, like, waiting for it to magically, there's a little sparkly dust, magically work itself out. No, and it's like, if this is me and I'm in this energy, what am I doing? I don't have a shovel. I'm getting on my hands and knees, and I'm using my hands, and I am digging myself out of that, because I don't want to be sitting there, in the middle of nowhere, no matter, although it is kind of beautiful, but, it's like, what I mean, though, it's like, and he's not even doing that. So this is someone that, like, this is either you, Leo, if you're a male, or it could be female too, but I feel more male. Or you are dealing with this type of male who they're not even like making any efforts, and they're just sort of kind of stuck there. Okay, you know what? I just heard my phone. I gotta watch out because we are having a Father's Day dinner soon that I have to get ready for. I gotta get my phone real quick because I just got a text. I gotta make sure I'm not gonna be late. Hang on. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We're good. Okay, let's see. So, and then, yeah, we got the seesaw too. So it's like this male energy is like back and forth, back and forth. But see, this is an intention. It's an intention of obstacles. It's a 5. It's like this energy, like they're like intending to be back and forth. They're not like trying to like not be. So, all right. So what? Okay, that just fell out. Focus. Okay, beautiful. So to transform a situation for yourself, and I would say this is more for females, but it can, for anybody, because this is male or female, all right, that I'm doing at this point. I would say, it's time to start transforming the vision that you have for yourself. Some of you are way too thick in the emotions of the situation, but you're starting to come out of that now. You're starting to go within. You're starting to see how you need to transform. So I feel like this is improvement in a way. I do feel like you are starting to see how you like that light is shining over the right, which is the right hemisphere, which is more like your psychic ability and your intuition and things like that. So go deep in, like close your eyes and try to see the transformation. Try to hear the messages that are coming through and really spend some time doing that. Okay, I was looking for the rest of the messages. I was about to give up. Okay, so there we go. New beginnings, yeah. Release. So clear, Leo. Very clear messages here. So, yes, I do feel this is the male energy that you may be dealing with, or again, if you are a male, this is what needs to change is males. If you are stuck and things aren't going to magically just change, and I don't mean to be sounding like a smart ass. I'm not trying to make you feel bad or anything like that. It's not like I don't think you've tried, it's just, but you may have tried and you're just like, oh fuck it, I don't know what to do, so hopefully it'll magically change. No, I think that unfortunately this may, you may have to get down on your hands and knees and dig yourself out, metaphorically, in some way, because it's not going to just magically change is what I'm getting. Okay. Females especially, but the males take this too. Either way, I do feel, again, like that focusing. I do feel like it's time to start transforming. I feel the messages are going to be coming in from your intuitive, feminine side of things, and it's going to start transforming your vision of things. And then when you're ready, you're going to open your eyes and it's going to look different. Many of you need to release something. You need to, again, with the butterflies, transform in some way, and it's almost like she's screaming or something. So I feel like this needs to come out of the throat chakra, maybe do some kind of scream therapy or something like that, right? Or go somewhere, or just get things out vocally. I feel even if it's not to that person. I'm not saying just go make somebody a sounding board of your woes. No, this is more like by yourself, even if you just need to go in a room by yourself and just say things, just get it out is what I feel. And you have this release and new beginnings. I put it on this side. I don't know why. It's not like that kind, not like we're doing tarot, but yeah, I mean, focus, and you have release, you have new beginnings, and you have boundaries here too. And boundaries, it says very clearly, where do you need to establish better boundaries? And look at her body language. She's like, no, she's got, so it's there's these hands reaching out, gimme, oh, help me, do this, oh, do that. No, where do you need to establish better boundaries? So I feel like that is absolutely, and also release, speak up for yourself. It's going to be transformative, and it's going to be new things for you, especially for those of you who are going to be having a baby soon or have a young child. I feel like this is even more imperative because, especially, for children, the first 7 years of life is such, supposedly, according to the experts, is supposed to be an extremely formative, view of relationships and of one's parents. Like they are going to be looking at everything you do. So like if you are strong, if you are setting boundaries, if you are not letting yourself being taken advantage of, if you are sharing your voice, you are speaking your voice, you are transforming and coming from a place of power, you don't think that that's going to be super kick ass for your child? That's going to be awesome. But if you're not, if you're not setting boundaries and you're letting people take advantage of you and you're not speaking up for yourself, you're not focusing, you're stuck, or with some, all those things, then that's what little Junior learns, right? So it's like, it's so imperative, it's my thoughts that like when we have children and things that we should do everything we can to see that they exceed just a little bit more than our it should improve each generation. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like we should be putting way more into that. All right. Okay. So that's for Leo. What do we got for Virgo? All right, Virgo. Virgo. All right, self-improvement Sunday message for Virgos, please. What is the message for Virgos? Something's changing and it's time to accept it. Something's transforming. Time to accept it. You're on the way to an increase here, I do feel. Somebody else had this. I can't remember who it was early on, possibly Taurus maybe. So if that's in your chart, check that as well. But yeah, I do feel like there's a lot of clinging on to this like masculine, he's probably pretty all that, or maybe back in the day was all that. I am almost getting this as somebody that like when you guys were younger, like in your 20s or something, you were like really into this dude or something. But it's like been this like ongoing thing. And now maybe you're like 40 or something, but like it's still like, oh my God, I can't let go of this like one guy. I'm almost kind of getting that here, but I would say for male Virgos, here's the thing. Male Virgos, especially too, like if you are getting like a little bit older or something like that, things are going to change. And it's like, I feel like that happens a lot, especially, with males. It's like, of course, well, and females too. It's like we all kind of want to be 20, right? Well, not really. I don't, but whatever. But, you get what I'm saying. But there's this sense like, okay, things are changing because this is a card of like gravity, right? And it's like, but it's like clinging on with like all their might, like trying to stay the same, but it's like there's change here, and it's going to like pull you from something. So this is either somebody who's not letting go of someone, all right, this masculine, and they're hanging on and clinging on with all their might because they don't want to let go of them, or this is a male energy Virgo, like maybe you're a male Virgo who, it's like, oh, the shirtless 20-year-old might not be there anymore, but that's okay. Things change. So how are you going to adapt? How are you going to transform? How are you going to, find acceptance in this? Because once you do, it's really going to increase your cycle in a good way. There's like acceptance, I feel, that needs to happen if you are a male. Okay. Coming to terms with things. Okay. Sometimes, and maybe you are, maybe you're not, 40, maybe you're 30 or something like that, but still it's like, we can't always be 20, or 18 or whatever, however old this dude is. So things are going to change. Things are, and just like accept it and go with it. Okay. Others of you, I feel like you are just clinging to a situation. There's an acceptance here. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. Transformation card reminds me of Scorpio. And I don't, I say that in whenever this card comes up. Also, you could be dealing with someone from a different culture, I do feel here too. And there's like this acceptance, which is beautiful. Or maybe there needs to be and acceptance with someone from a different culture. That could be a message too. There needs to be transformation. Some of you may be bringing transformation in that area. You may be like, that is a way you could self-improve, is by bringing awareness to such things. Possibly you have some pull in that way, where you can help people understand how to be more accepting, of other cultures, and, that, of all cultures, really, that we really need that, obviously still. I don't know why in 2020, whatever, but yeah, it can happen. But yeah, I do feel like there could also just be a situation that is accepted, and it transforms things. There's like a graduation here in a way. But there's this resistance to changing. You have a weird card, so I'm not really sure. Let me see if there's a couple tarot cards to go with this, because I'm not really getting like big messages here. Maybe that makes sense to somebody out there. Is there anything else to tell Virgo? Yeah, you guys have things changing. Things are going to change regardless. Things are going to transform regardless. Change, transformation. So accept that, I do feel. There's a sense of wanting to have things stay the same. There's a power in that. The Four of Pentacles. There's a power to that where we feel in control. When we can kind of keep things the same. But it's, the reality is that things change. Things are going to change. This is a good change, though. Yeah, abundance, Three of Cups underneath the deck, and the Sun, and the Prince of Discs. Yeah, so I feel like there's good change if you're willing to accept it, if you're willing to cross some bridges, willing to transform some ideas, that are different than yours. All right, I'm getting that too. All right, very nice. All right, Virgo. Libra. What do we got, Libras? Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Libra. What is the self-improvement advice for Libra? Oh my God, that sounded like a Ramon song. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. What do we got? Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is the advice, self-improvement energy for Libras, please? Lovely Libras. Oh, look at that. All right. Awakening into a kindred partnership. Okay. Having faith that something like that is coming along. I feel like that is hugely important. The faith aspect. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense with all tied up. All right. I feel like you guys right now, you need to trust that you are going to be guided in matters of love. All right. It's like, I think having faith is going to, that there really is someone for you. There is a kindred partner out there for you. But it's like, I feel like the faith is like the key here. That is really where things are going to change for you and turn into this awakening and this energetic upgrade and new way of being and all that sort of thing. It's like, because the all tied up card is like definitely not these. Okay, the all tied up card to me is the person who consistently needs like rescued. It's like that the female, and we could all be, even me at times. It's like I'm a pretty I don't know. I'm a different kind of female. I usually don't fall into most of the typical like stereotypes of females. But I've been this one before. To me, she's like the coy. Oh no, I need help. Oh, I can't do this. Yeah, you know what I mean. She's like batting the eyelashes kind of thing. But look, she's not tied up. It's like all she needs to do is like just kind of bust out of those vines. But to me, this is the typical need somebody to rescue. It's like oh no, I can't. I need help. I need you to rescue me, or what I'm saying. It's like the victim, rescuer dynamic, and it's like no, that I think that's that plays okay through our 20s, but then after that, it typically doesn't work for us that way. Well, it can work for women, all the way up to whatever, but it's not necessarily the most self-improvement road, right? And it causes obstacles. It's a 2 and a 3, so it causes 5. It causes conflicts. So to me, this is kind of like an 8 of Swords vibe, but like a purposeful 8 of Swords vibe, where we're like playing that coy, like that, oh, I need help. I can't do this, kind of thing. And it's like, hell no, you can. You got to have the faith. So it's like, I feel like there's some of you, and please don't take offense. I do overly dramatic things all the time. So please, I'm not saying, oh my God, you're like this all the time. Please don't don't think that. And I bag on myself all the time for shit like this. So I'm not saying, oh my God, Libras, you're so like, oh, helpless. I'm saying though that like this is like what doesn't work. Okay, and what needs to be improved, like that the whole kind of rescue victim vibe is like, that's causing more obstacles. What will work, where the improvement lies, is having this awakening, is first having faith that new worlds can be born, that being vulnerable, doesn't mean you have to expose like every part of you, but being a little vulnerable, being open to truly like having faith in that things will happen for you. You will have this kindred partnership. You will have this awakening, and it's like, I feel like the faith is what brings the awakening, which brings the kindred partnership. So, but this is not like bringing that. This is bringing like forever obstacles. All right. Whereas this, just really sincerely having the faith, and faith is very easy to, it's again, many of these like terms that I'm, unconditional love, all these types of gratitude, all these things, they sound very trite, very easy, and they are, but we really have to spend time truly getting into the real energy of what they actually mean. It's very easy to say, oh, okay, that's true. Yeah, I should have more faith. And so I'm going to say some manifestations tomorrow, that yes, I have faith that this is going to, my perfect person's going to show up. That's not what I'm talking about. It's like, this is like when we really understand what faith means, because it's like we have to dive deeper into things, not just what, we think these things are, because there's always, there's plenty of self-help books out there to tell us what shit is, but until we actually spend time in these energies, really exploring them and understanding them, we don't really know what they are. We can read something that makes perfect sense, but again, until we sit in these energies, we really don't grasp them. So I feel like this is like where you need to be, know that it's okay to be a little vulnerable. That doesn't mean that you're out there completely exposed, but yes, a little vulnerable is good, and a lot of faith is even better. That's going to be your awakening in your kindred partnership. Okay. Scorpio, what do we have for Scorpios out there? Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for Self-Improvement Sunday. Sunday. All right. So letting go. All right, that kind of didn't want to come out. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, Scorpio. That was pretty easy. Attracting, not chasing, at the bottom of the card. One of my favorite cards. I'm going to read that to you in a minute. Okay, so let's see. So Scorpio, this is such a Scorpio card to come out, I feel. This comes out a lot in the personal readings I do. So letting go, because it's like, the stereotype is real, Scorpio. I'm one too. And it's I always say this, I always try to kind of, put a nicer light on us, that it's not that we are so controlling, but we are, we kind of are. I mean, if we're really truthful, we are kind of controlling, and but it doesn't come from a place of like, because we want all the power. That's where it gets misconstrued. People, well, some Scorpios possibly, but for the most of us, it's like, I feel like we're controlling a lot of times because, and I swear this is going to sound terribly egotistical, and I don't mean it to, and I would say this about Scorpios regardless if I were one or not, because I'm not really that Scorpionic, quite frankly. But I think many Scorpios are, because I think of my ex-husband. He was extremely controlling, all right? But for some part of it, yeah, it was because he wanted control. But another part of it is because he was just very damn good at shit, and it's like, I feel like sometimes like Scorpios, they have this like, thing where it's like they're pretty good at shit. So it's like they want to kind of take the lead because they're good at things, and or they feel like they have the right answers. Okay, it's not always true. Okay, and that's what this card is about. This is where you need to realize that yes, many times you are. Because Scorpios they do have like a lot of wisdom, deep wisdom, and that sort of thing because they do the deep work. But Scorpio, that does not mean that you always know what the right door is and that you always know the right path. And I feel like you're trying to pull somebody or something or someone, you're trying to pull them through this door because you feel that's the door. This is the door. Look at her. She's like yanking on these dogs going, this is the way to go. We've got to go through this door. And, the little sparkles are going through here. That's where we got to go. Well, it's not necessarily that door. They're resisting. They're not wanting to go. And look, both these doors have a little bit of light shining through and a little bit of sprinkle path, shining through. So who's to say it's not that door or that one? But you're so like, oh no, it's got to be this door. It's got to be this way, that it's like you're causing like this resistance, this alpha challenge here, and this dog is like fighting back and not wanting to go that way, and this one is just sort of like, oh my god, let me out of this whole situation. So and this one's broken free and said F this, screw you guys, I'm going home. They don't want any part of it. So these could be like all past people or things that you're dealing with, or but you're trying to force it through this and it's not going that way. So I feel like what it's saying is like, just kind of let go. Don't try to force something or someone into a particular thing just because like you feel like, oh my god, this is it, this is the path, it's gotta be this. It's like not that you shouldn't listen to of course, for you as an individual, if you feel that, absolutely, that's your door. But trying to bring others in it with you who you have to yank and pull and there's such resistance isn't the right door for them. So it's like letting go of the possibility that there could be adjacent doors here, other areas, other paths. Maybe they can take the lead a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that kind of thing. And then you have this vast universe, which I love this card. This card is about like realizing there is so much more out there. And Scorpios, you pretty much know this already, but do you really, really know it? Imagine like all of the possible, again, I'm just getting adjacent possibilities. Like think of all the possibilities that are out there. And then you have like this commitment, which is kind of strange. So here's the thing. I feel like there is commitment that could be coming in for you. I feel like this person also could be from a different culture than you, possibly another country, like something completely different here. Like, cause it is a vast universe, and there's like so many different options that could be out there. But I feel like this energy here is like that has to be let go of, and a more expansive view of things. Like, don't just try to go through a door. Realize there is no door. There's no door. It's a vast universe. What's my favorite? Circumference. Oh god, I love that. It was so profound to me. I had like this like crazy deep revelation with that. Circumference. Centered everywhere, circumference nowhere. Centered everywhere, circumference nowhere. It's an extremely deep phrase if you really go with it. All right, like I don't know. I'd be interesting to see if you guys do sit with that phrase for a while. Come back maybe in a week or two and let me know if you had any particular revelations on that, because I had a huge one and it was extremely eye-opening for me at one point in my life. It's just one of those phrases. But I do feel like that, like in realizing that there is no particular like door that you have to like immediately get to, and realizing that there's just so many possibilities, that is going to bring like something that you weren't even knowing you were looking for. Like it's going to bring like this commitment, whether that's a job, whether that's a husband or a wife or whatever. Like it's going to be there for you. Now you also have attracting, not chasing at the bottom of the deck, which is a very common card. I'm surprised it didn't come out earlier. So that was obviously kind of meant here for probably Scorpio or Sagittarius. All right. But I would say, in fact, I'll keep it in the deck. It says, anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way. Now, that's exactly what's going on here. They're going the other way when you're trying to like pull them. So anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fears underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. And that is a huge sentence too. This is, again, a cheesy card, but an extremely, like, there's these messages. That's the thing about this show. It's like people, we read things all the time and we're like, yeah, that's good. But really, like, understand what this is saying instead. Because this is telling you a huge secret of life right here in this cheesy ass oracle card. It says, instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. Okay. Again, they sound like, oh, that's cute. That's new agey. But it's powerful truths in this sentence. Okay. That's what I got for you, Scorpio. Let's look at Sagittarius. I'm going to keep that card in there. We'll keep that one in. I bet it'll come out again. All right. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do we have for Sagittarius, please? What is the self-improvement for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Oh, door to romance. Okay. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Self-improvement, please. Sagittarius. Oh, I must not have put that one away because that came out again. That was in somebody else's reading. I can't remember what sign. I think it came out already. Okay, Sagittarius. Right on. All right, good. One of my favorite cards. All right, bitchin'. So you have Door to Romance is the first card that came out. All right. So I feel like some of you like are just feeling like, like, where is that door? It's like, who has a key to my heart? When is that door going to open? I do feel like it's a 33, which is a master number. So I feel like it's because it's like, it's got to be the perfect situation. There's a situation here where you have to kind of own your sovereignty first. And then I feel like that's going to be the key that's going to unlock the door to romance, and you are going to have something come in, because I feel like right now you guys are pretty low on that like energy, possibly a romantic thing or something like that with this Void card here. Because to me that it's feeling lonely, feeling like nobody gets it, or not wanting to get out of bed, kind of energy. It's that dark, dark ass energy that we can get into at times. And combining that with this card, which is the ever unfolding rose, cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. And as I said before with this card, it's like, it's one of those things where, when emotional kind of stuff happens, or like we're feeling like crap, or somebody made us feel like crap, or whatever the situation, or something just bad happened, or something like that, what's the first thing typically that we go to? It's like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? It's like almost like the automatic kind of emotional reaction, like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to me. And this is saying, if you crack it open, you really look at it, it's happening for you. It's not to you. So, and it's a hard concept to get when we're in it, but it's one of those things that we can absolutely look back and say, yeah, that's true. Because I guarantee you can take a time in your life where you felt this like kind of lonely void. You felt like, oh my God, well, why is this happening to me? Maybe like even way back, like a time in high school where you had a sucky period of time, or, the boy you liked didn't like you, or the girl you liked didn't like you, or, something like that, even way back then, like in high school or grade, whatever, where we have these things and like, oh my God, why does this always happen to me? But then like, now, we're like in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever. And it's like, we look at that and it's like, oh my God, that was like nothing. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, it was very powerful at the time. And I'm not saying, oh, it meant nothing or it wasn't important or anything. It was important. But at that time, it felt like, oh my God, all these things happening to you. But it was happening to you. But it was happening for you. to get you to be a stronger person, or to get you not to like just give your heart out on a sleeve, or it was like happening for a reason. And it's really easy for us to look back at those times and say, yeah, that probably happened because of this. So if you're in that mode now, trust me, a few years, whatever, you're going to look back on this time and you're going to go, yeah, I see why that happened, because something's happening for you. It just feels like it's happening to you. So I feel like you're going to start, like, this is, you have action and sovereignty, after these cards. So it's like, I feel like, the self-improvement is like, just do something to kind of like get your, like your body moving, like literally, like your chi, your energy, dance around the house, put on a good song, crank up, I don't know, Nine Inch Nails or something and dance around the house, or like a fiend, I don't know, it's like, just do something to kind of like shake up your energy. I feel, or put on something very graceful and like feel graceful, move, just kind of move your body around, move your chi. I feel, and also too, I feel like some of you just need to stand up and like stand in the center of the room, like literally do this, stand in the center of the room and just like claim like your power, like use your voice, what I'm saying? It's like just practice with that, like own, the way she's like got her hands like this, like owning it. It's like, I feel like something needs to come from the center of you that is strong, and it's about your individuality, your sovereignty, who you are, and I feel like literally, like, stand in the middle of the room when nobody's around, obviously, you don't feel like an idiot if there's people around, and just like start like claiming things, like with like a very strong, voice is what I see. I love the fact that you have deep knowing underneath the deck as well, and I think, that makes perfect sense for Sagittarius. I think many of you have like a very strong, a sense of deep knowing. Oops, I'm putting the cards back in, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so let's see. What's going on with Capricorn, please? Capricorn, self-improvement Sunday. What do we have? Capricorns to work on for your highest benefit, your highest and clearest good. Capricorn. Getting down to not so many cards now. A little easier to manage and shuffle, but that makes less cards coming out too. Oh, well, there's a couple. All right, there we go, Capricorn. All right, got some dancing cards here. Ooh, oh, beautiful, Capricorn. Ah, fantastic. This is good. I like this, Capricorn. So I feel like you guys are in a good place, actually, or are about to be. I don't really think there's too much that really needs to heavily be worked on. I think you just need to keep doing what you're doing. The one thing I would say is possibly just make sure that you are adding something that's kind of fun into your life, because you do have joyous fun at the bottom of the deck. But I would say just keep doing what you're doing. I love the like kind of Nine of Pentacles vibe of this card. Appreciating, like the smaller things in life, taking time to smell the roses, but also appreciating yourself, who you are becoming, who you've become, self-love, all that kind of stuff, ventures out into, all kinds of love, and it attracts new things. And like this sort of, I love this card because to me it's kind of like a combination of like the Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands, or something like that. So it's like, I feel like you are going to be breaking free. You're going to be waking up into your life, I feel, for the first time. Like, you're going to be present in your life. I feel like you guys have been asleep. You haven't been really like in that full on mode. Hold on. I feel like you guys have not peaked yet, and you're about to, depending, it doesn't matter what your age is. It's like, I feel like you are just now kind of kind of starting your life, many of you. I feel like you've been living, but you haven't really been living. And I feel like because you've done a lot of self-work, you've done a lot of, self-nurturing and appreciation and gratitude and all those types of things, that I feel like you are waking up into a new life and a new possibly partnership also. coming, some kind of stability here. I do feel something new, something stable is coming your way. So you guys really do not have like advice cards or deep things that are really coming out, except just keep doing what you're doing. Do more of that. Okay, do more of that. Very nice, Capricorn. All right, I like that. That was almost too easy. Let's see. All right, what do we got? Aquarius. Aquarius. Self-improvement Sunday, please. Aquarius. Aquarius, please. What do we got for Aquarius? Aquarius, please. Okay. Okay. I think I got that one, right? That's the only one? Yep, okay. Aquarius. Okay. Oh, you got the Grandmother of Jesus card. I love that one. Okay. So the first two cards that came out, Aquarius, you have Anna, Grandmother of Jesus. It says seeding the light, laying foundations, and a divine plan. So I feel like many of you, it's like, I feel like you can call upon like your, you get another one of these. I'm curious to see what this is. Oh, it's Lemuria. That's one of my favorites. Okay. Cool. So I feel like you can call upon like you have the ability to, like, somebody's out there. Like, I don't know. I'm getting like that you had like some kind of like cool ancestor or something that did magic, or something like that was pretty powerful, and like they can help you. You may be aware of them, you may not. But anyway, so let's see. Yeah, you've got two cards of protection. That's very interesting. Two cards of protection. So you are protected at this time. You have someone looking out for you. Very much so. But you have to allow them to do so, I feel. Or do you? Okay, so for some of you, I mean, it depends. I feel like you do need to allow, like, somebody to look after you. Like, it's okay. It's okay to let people, like, hire, angels or, what have you, kind of look after you and like, accept the fact that somebody does care about you. They want to help you. They want to lay the foundations for you and give you this, like, kind of like, protection and rebirth. Okay, so for some of you, it's about, like, actually accepting that, because some people actually do have a hard time. I'm kind of like that. It's like, I'm like, I don't know about angels. It's like, I don't know. Maybe, I'm more of like just straight to the source, God, and I don't know, maybe there's angels, maybe there's this, maybe there's that, I don't know. So like sometimes I have difficulty with that. So I'm kind of getting that. Like some of you may have like difficulty like believing that like somebody would actually do that for you or something like that. So in that case, it could be like a little bit of like self-worth things that need to be worked on. Like, of course you're worth, protecting. Of course somebody would want to look after you and take care of you. Now, for some of you, I'm getting the opposite message, though. This is weird. That someone may have been extremely overbearing, like in your family, like a grandmother or a mother or something like that, who just like wanted the best for you. But it was like, oh my God, like it was like, like the typical, Aquarius, you must get married, like that, you must give me grandchildren, like that kind of thing, where it's like, I feel like you actually kind of need to protect yourself from this energy, of like someone who is like overbearing or, trying to see the light and lay the foundations and with this divine plan, but it's not your divine plan. So, I mean, it depends, which one you are. So some of you do have someone that is, extremely nurturing and like looking over you and protecting you at this time. And others of you, I feel like, and you probably know the difference, but some of you, you need to protect yourself from somebody who is trying to lay this divine plan out for you, but it's not your plan. Okay? And and maybe there's like a people pleasing part of your personality that wants to honor like this grandmother or this mother or something like that. But some of you know, I feel like you need to, call back your power, cut the cords, and retrieve your soul. Not not be swayed by that. If it's not your plan, it's not your plan. So it's kind of a weird message. It could go either way. I love the Lemuria card. That's one of my favorite cards. It says, creating heaven on earth, it's happening. So some of you could be really looking into like creating some sort of, just kind of a really interesting tribe for yourself, something like that, your people, something along those lines. But then you have the crumbling, what are you clinging on to? So it's kind of like, like a mixed message, of course, why wouldn't it be for Aquarius, right? So it's like some of you, I feel like you need to start creating your own like tribe, your own thing, okay? And it can really happen. And others of you are possibly holding on to trying to do this, but like that it's not working. Okay. So and like you need to kind of pull back your power from something. So some of you are kind of holding on to something like this idea of creating heaven on earth and, that sort of thing, which no, Aquarius, I never want to take that away from you. I think, you guys are absolutely keep doing that, keep thinking that, but it's like the way you're going about it may be wrong. All right. Or not wrong, but it like not right for you. Okay, because it does say, what are you clinging onto? Something needs to give here. Something needs to crumble. Some kind of tower kind of moment needs to happen before you can do that. So it's like, I feel like most of you, I think the message is saying, hey, you are safe, you are protected, but there is something here that you're holding on to, like this like almost utopian type of vision. And again, I don't want to take that away. I mean, hell, think utopian. We need the Aquarius is doing that, especially right now. Go for it. But there is something though, like it's saying it could happen, but there is something that you are clinging on to that's like kind of keeping that from happening. So what is that? Is it this overbearing, kind of person in your life that you feel you need to honor for some reason, or something like that, like what is it that you're holding on to? Because it's like, it feels like this isn't really going to happen until you let go of something. Okay, kind of a weird message. Hope that made sense for somebody out there. All right, let's see. Pisces. Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do we have for Pisces? What is the self-improvement message for Pisces, please? Okay. We got one there. Self-improvement message for Pisces. Oh, okay. Okay, Pisces. Oh, you got a couple more. I see you turned around in here. Let's see if I can grab those. Yep, okay. Oh, I must not have put that card. Some of the cards I forgot to put back in the deck, so we're getting doubles. Ooh, you have a no at the bottom of the deck. Somebody had a yes. That's funny. I can't remember what sign it was, but the no is at the bottom of the deck. So we'll look at that in a minute. All right, so first card's out. Ascended Masters. Very nice. Release Jealousy. Kindred Partnership. Okay, somebody else got this card too. Can't remember who that was. I think it was Virgo, maybe? Okay, so let's see. Ascended Masters, Release Jealousy. Okay, so I feel like the Ascended Masters, okay, and I'm not really super familiar with all of them. I know a few, like Saint Germain or something like that. I feel like, I think like Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, they're like all Ascended Masters, but I'm sure there's like many others. But I feel like the wisdom, the Ascended Masters are like working with you, but they want you to do this in order to get this. They want you to release jealousy. Now jealousy is a pretty like big word, so it may not be like jealousy. It might just be like slight envy or something like that. All right, we'll read it in a second, but I feel like they are kind of trying to guide you towards that, because that may be where the improvement needs to happen before you can have this sort of kindred partnership with your person. Okay, and then I think everything is like on your side in this way. So let's read Release Jealousy. So this says, jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. If they have it, so can you. So, it could be like, oh, all your friends around you have this like appear to have this great relationship or something like that, and you're like, ugh, and it's not like you're so jealous like of them, but you're like jealous of the situation, but this is saying instead of that energy, because the universe is going to manifest exactly as you're affirming, so instead, let the fact be, oh, thank God, thank God my friend found this great partner, because that means that exists still, and that means I can find it too. It's like changing up like the way that we see things, or like if your friend is super successful like in business or something like that, and not even a friend, it could be like an enemy or whatever. It's like let that still inspire you, because it's like, instead of, again, like I don't feel like you guys have like a big problem with jealousy. I don't see typically Pisces with that. I think it's more like envy might have been a more appropriate word on this card, is what I'm getting. Like, oh my God, like why is that person so successful? That then it's like that's just going to keep affirming, that that's something you don't have. So, and again, the universe is going to manifest what you affirm. So instead, be like, wow, that person, they made it successful. Well, I guess I can too then, because I mean, they did it, so it's more like that. Like, look at it like where you can too, in whatever situation. You can have that relationship. You can, if somebody else has it, that means you can too. It's possible. But you have to have faith, and faith is what's going to awaken you, I feel, is like having more faith in a situation is really what's needed to happen. Faith in yourself, faith in your own growth, ability, uplifting. Faith is what's going to bring you those energetic upgrades that you're looking for, the new way of being that you're looking for. And then you have this keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So, it's like, I do feel like if you have faith in you, not faith in like what everybody else has, but faith in you, that is what's going to be your awakening. And that's when, the keepers of the earth are really going to like guide you and start helping you towards what you want. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I see for you, Pisces. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's it. That's what I got. Yeah, I think that one's the important one. And this too, I feel like as far as spiritual endeavors and things, it's more about having faith in ourselves, having faith that like new worlds, that we will invent new things for ourselves. There will be, the appropriate energetic upgrades, the new way of being there, having faith in the things that are changing, and yes, you can still have those ties to ancient ancestors. Some of you may be like nervous about the way things are changing in our world, or, things like that. Just have faith, because it's still the earth. There's still green, this like, lush green and things like that. But yeah, things are getting a little more science fiction-y too, but it's okay. Just trust, have faith that things are going to be okay. And you will always have ties to these ancient ancestors and things like that. Also, that message came out as well. All right. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this segment. Again, like I said, it'll be probably much different next week, but I do thank you for joining me, and thank you so much, and happy Father's Day to any of you out there, if by chance you are a father. All right. Take care. Thanks, guys.